Hello everybody. I procrastinated on doing this particular episode because I have a feeling I'm going to be doing this entire tour in one episode because there just isn't enough interesting things that are going to happen to our team. But Christopher Ward is one of the favourites for this time trial at least. And not without reason. On this first move that took us up the mountain and into the flat, Ward became the outright leader of this... Wait, why is there a visual bugs? And it looks like we're going to hold on to that. Ward takes a stage victory. It was the type of stage victory I was hoping to get with Ward when I gave him a major fitness peak for this tour. We will defend the yellow jersey for as long as we can, but I have a feeling we lose it on stage 4 or 6. Okay, I zoned out. I thought this was just going to be a regulation flat stage, but look at this. Leonis Winter, he's almost made it to the finish. He still has a decent move left in him. I don't know if the peloton actually gets a faster time here. But no, he ran out of attack and energy right at the last move, and he's going to get beaten by 0.2 of a turn. Also, we totally messed up this sprint. I was expecting Badawi or Gatti to make a bigger move, but there was so much momentum blocking up there that there wasn't even a chance for us to do anything. It was a bit of chaos early on in this stage on the first real climb of the tour, but nothing that didn't come back together as we come to the first climb that's actually going to matter for time gaps. Although it doesn't look like it's going to be tough enough for any of the real contenders to be challenged here. We're going to be forming a 25 strong selection at the end. This is a sprint that I'd like to have a go with Pavlov if possible, but I wasn't prioritizing it. Like, Alpha Mitch doesn't have the attack to simply ride over this current lead out from Gatti, so it's going to come down to if Caruso can outsprint us, and oh, he does. We do claim second with Pavlov. Got points for holding the yellow jersey for 2 days now, but here comes that stage where I think Ward is going to lose it. Oh dear, we got ourselves a stage here. Gerhard Horn has decided to go super early. Surely that's too early yet. As it turns out, they were caught almost immediately. Massive move by Stephen Turner, and this is an awkward landing tile for the peloton. They couldn't go any harder than this. There was just too much flat in between the downhill and this last climb, but that has made this a finish that Ward might actually have a chance of, because that was a partial flat move. This is a partial flat move because this bit is actually counted as flat because it's after the mountain category. Sadly, we didn't have enough oomph in us. Orber is going to take this one. Just had more when necessary. So despite getting my hopes up, the expected outcome of a strikeout has happened. Okay, things are breaking apart on this flat stage. I thought Campbell made a reasonably strong move last turn. Got blown past. They went from this to here. And that was already a 7-1 move for Campbell, so he couldn't catch up. So insofar as we have anyone capable of contesting the stage here, it's Ward. We can't go here because then these guys will just sprint over us. We have to go here and then do the sprint. We're not going to be able to get over Meyer. But once momentum blocking is applied, I don't think Sean Watson gets over the top of anyone. Wow. Orber managed to sprint over everyone from way back where... I'll be blunt, the only reason I came back to the Tour of Gasmea this season is because I don't want to do mixed races with my team anymore, and this was the only pro event in August. But if we're going to get something significant, it's going to be the red jersey, I think. So Pavlov, go defend that title. But in a 5-strong group, it might pay to be patient. I don't want to waste attack points on a category 3. This time I needed to be in P0, but I waited because I was thinking this climb was a little bit longer than it was. I did consider using that extra attack point to get that extra point, but no. I'll save my max move for later if there's a chance we can get, say, one of these climbs. But maybe we don't even get those points because the real action has already started. This is the group of favourites. Only a net 6 node advantage for now, but they're setting themselves up to jump the rest of the climb. The upside is we may yet get the 3 points for this mountain if they don't simply decide to attack us now, that is. No, there it is. And there wasn't even much point commentating on the GC finish because we died. Insofar as there is an upside, we've established that as long as I'm not completely stupid, the worst I can do with Watson is 6th because everyone else has lost a big chunk of time somewhere already. So before I skip ahead to the end of this stage, Pavlov was able to claim the 3 points here this time. Albrecht insisted on staying at the front of the relay, so I had to sprint around, but aside from that, it went off without a hitch. Unfortunately, that was about the best we could have done with Ward. I linked up to the right wheel, I just didn't have anything left to sprint over. Not that I would have anyway with the -2 modifier, and Watson also struggles because there was too much flat in the way. And that climb was uncontested, so that gets us a little bit closer to being a Mountain Jersey contender. Unfortunately, that progress is set to be completely undone by this horse category climb, and I thought we were going to get a gentle entrance into it, but nope, we're going hard right away, and well, the CPU teams have definitely gotten one over me this time because that means I'm going to have to use attack to move up. I can't delay it anymore because the peloton is spent. Stage winner is Herman Weiss. We got dropped. We're only going to lose just over half a turn, but we're only going to come home here just inside the top 10. We lost 0.6 of a turn, but we didn't lose out to Wagner. We hold on to 6th overall. Weiss winning that stage was actually one of the better results for us in regards to Mountain, because it means we're still only 5 points off of the lead with Pavlov and could potentially claim it on this stage after the rest day. Alright, this move is setting up for a breakaway for Pavlov, though I have a feeling DeLuca's also looking to go. And that is exactly what they do. Do I work with DeLuca? It's not like we're going to get any slipstream here anyway, so I'm actually going to go past DeLuca just to make sure I can get these points without problems. Mission accomplished, and we didn't even have to use any more attack points after getting the breakaway, so if we merge back up, there may be a chance for Pavlov to factor into this finish. Here's that stage finish now. 31 node move. We are not going to be slowing down to reach the foot of this climb. We're just going to go straight into it, which means Watson and Pavlov might be at a slight disadvantage, unfortunately. In fact, even if we had been in better position, there was nothing we could do at this finish. Pavlov can't even reach the group that's attacked away, and neither can Watson. So that is going to be another 0.2 of a turn lost by Watson, and I had Pavlov stop riding to save his strength for another day. We at least managed to get the red jersey with Pavlov for the time being. But yeah, I was a little bit worried that we were going to lose a place in the GC with Watson, but Auber is still a little bit away from us. I thought I was going to have more time to organise myself here, but once again, this move from the peloton is absolutely brutal, and it puts me in an awkward position of having to take the flat with my riders who aren't particularly good at the flat. Watson's just about going to make it over, which will help us in that battle. Oh, it looks like we're going to get all three. Pavlov's stint at the front was short-lived, but we still got Ward to bring us home. Unfortunately, we're the only team here with more than one member in the break, so we have to pull. And we could try to sprint with it with Watson, but then we wouldn't have enough attack points for next stage, which I think is going to be more difficult, and we wouldn't have gotten a podium anyway because there were more riders behind us. Now that stage was a considerable shake-up in the general classification. Herman Watson's gained one more place. Top 5 finish would be great considering we weren't even targeting this event. Another day, another hilltop finish, which is likely going to have another flat mountain move. And given the way things are going when it comes to finishes like these, I've decided not to contest this one. I'm just going to make sure I don't lose any unnecessary time with Watson and have the other 3 riders come in more casually so that I can maybe do something later. And there we go. We were in the front group, the last of the riders in the front group, but what's important is same time. I have to be selective with how I use Pavlov. These next couple of stages being an example of that because there are climbs relatively early in the routes that I can attack. Nope, Serrano's going to spoil it. He will take the 3 points instead of Pavlov. There is still one more climb we can try for. Alright, here's the opening for Pavlov to be off on his way. Unless they chase me down, which they didn't bother to. We moved to 18 points, but I fear we're going to lose the jersey today anyway because this is a horse category climb. Well, if the game will let me show you the climb, that is. So in the end, a very chill run into this final climb, which we haven't had many of in this tour. This is the horse category, mostly for its gradient rather than its length. Now we've got some action at the head of the race. Caruso's been dropped. He's only managed to stay with the peloton, and Herman Weiss is going to win this. They're coming in one at a time. The order after Weiss: Horn, Grassi, Wagner, Meyer. It looks like Watson will once again be just inside the top 10. Not a huge time loss. We shouldn't drop below 6th in the GC. But we do fall to 3rd in the Mountain Jersey rankings, as I feared might happen. Our 5th place in the general classification is looking relatively comfortable. So we're on stage 15 now, not 13. I'm once again an idiot. I thought I was recording from stage 13, but I've never actually hit the button. Nothing major happened on those 2 stages, except Pavlov scoring 3 points on stage 13. Getting us a little bit closer to Herman Weiss, but this is definitely the stage where we have to make our move in that competition. I wasn't expecting to get loose this early. Logan King still has plenty in the tank, he's just deciding not to use it. He's going back to the peloton already, and will have pretty much a 3 reign to get these 10 points. Oh, that is, unless the peloton makes a massive jump right away. But just as I thought they were coming bearing down, they slowed once more, so this was ultimately overkill. We could have spent another turn on the mountain yet. Oh, right, there was something that happened. Caruso, if I'm not mistaken, was the yellow jersey, got bopped on stage 13. He was never able to make it to the front group of that stage. Niels Meyer takes over the lead of another tour. We've got the stamina to persist here, unlike previous stages, but we don't have the speed to go with the front group. This is going to make for a very interesting GC because Caruso is going to get the time he lost right back. Niels Meyer is back here. Gerhard Horn is in fact going to pip Weiss to win the stage because Weiss is out of energy even though he's managed to make the fastest move of the lots. That is indeed what ends up happening. Caruso came close. And, well, it looks like Meyer's going to hold on to the jersey because we were only 0.4 of a turn and he managed to go faster. Going into the second rest day, very close battle amongst the top 4. We're just trying to hold off William Wagner, which is going to be tough. And we did in fact regain the red jersey with Pavlov, with a chance to further cement our advantage on this stage. That would be a peloton killer if it didn't come right after a rest day. That went exactly as planned. We moved to 39 points. I will attack again with Pavlov. We have enough juice to make it up to the HC climb as well. And the pack is perhaps wisely deciding to save their strength for the final climb because this is even longer than the one we're on right now. Although, just as I say that, that wasn't a particularly slow move. But they shut it down for a few more moves before making this big one again. So Pavlov's already up to the top, 49 points. Maybe we can get a head start on everyone. Because we weren't going to get slipstream either way. It's too steep for most of this climb. Oh, someone's managed to bridge across already. Simply wasn't a pace I could sustain, so I went a lot slower with Herman. Oh, and that's the end of Caruso's hopes. He got stuck in the peloton for so long, he's left it too late. Well, after a mountain like this, there's no surprise it's going to come down to the +3 climbers. But in which order? They might play cat and mouse, Horn, Wagner and Weiss. And we're in big trouble ourselves here because we can't actually make it over the climb this turn. We're going to have to wait until next turn to bridge across with the next group behind. That is if we even have someone left to bridge with, because these guys aren't going to make it. Yeah, we're just going to be trapped on an island. Gerhard Horn takes the sprint, but all three are mostly braiding for GC at this point. We lost 3 turns because we had no one to link up with on the downhill. The field is down to 34 riders now. Winter, the last rider to get in. And we've dropped to 7th because we couldn't latch onto anyone. Mario Ramos. We got to think about everybody's goals moving forward. The time trial is tomorrow, so we have to save Ward. Campbell's not looking too good either. I would like to save him. So I think Pavlov has to go and get the 3 points again if he can. And that is indeed what I'll do because he doesn't have anything to ride for next stage. Someone just tried to relay everyone into the mountain, but the peloton doesn't have enough. They are still feeling the effects of the previous stage. So that's going to end up being a 3-man attack that I don't think is going to get anywhere because still a long way to go. This, on the other hand, is the move that sticks and might actually help me in the battle against Mario Ramos because he hasn't gone with it. He's stayed with the peloton. And as Herman Watson is low on energy, down and out in the GC battle, we are afforded the luxury of being able to leech off all of the riders who are still in contention because they're obviously going to be motivated to pull. Or at least that was the plan in theory, but they've all decided to maneuver behind me anyway, and so because of all those funny buggers, it wasn't the time gain that I was hoping for on Mario Ramos. We came through at 12:41, Ramos 12:68. Elsewhere, Sean Watson won another stage. He now takes the sprint jersey off of Auber. We've got no shortage of attack points to spend with Christopher Ward, so we're going neck and neck with Sean Watson for the stage win here. I think we have to go to the bottom immediately. I know that... Oh, Watson has short moved. What I was going to say is, we've run out of attack points doing this, but the finish line's right there, so it's actually good for a fractional time, and oh, we crushed it. I've come to the sinking realization that Watson is dying out here. We actually have to short move in a time trial. I'm going to have my other riders join that. Oh, the time limit. We should be fine. The time limit moved into a bad zone, and yeah, we're going to have to go all out just to make sure everyone makes it. But that's not a good sign, almost getting eliminated on what was supposed to be a transitional stage. Ward takes the win. Well, there's no hope of us catching Ramos now. Want to make absolutely certain that there's no late reversal of the mountain classification by Gerhard Horn. We don't necessarily have to win these ratings to do it. I'm happy to work with Logan King. Because King taking these points means Horn isn't. Us getting 2 points was a nice bonus, but there's only 10 points remaining on this stage and nothing after that, so we are the mountain jersey holders for a second year running. William Wagner picked up today's stage over Gerhard Horn. I don't think Horn will be too fussed because he's getting the yellow jersey. And with Campbell, I wanted to cut it as close to the time limit as possible because I know I got to save him for this next stage. Unless we wanted to do some kind of team attack, we've timed our move perfectly because Sean Watson's just come up now and Campbell is right behind him. But did I really want to lose Pavlov this soon here? I think I should have actually relayed with him to get everyone up so that we can actually catch Fournier, because now I'm going to have to make a move with Watson. We have 2.5 turns in hand over the next placed rider. We can afford to burn him up early on this stage. But no, Fournier's move is going to succeed here. We are not able to get to him in time. We really needed Pavlov in this counter group because we ended up being forced to pull ourselves first with Watson, and then they repositioned behind Campbell. I just thought Sean Watson was the main threat there. I didn't think someone with only a +1 in flats and +1 in cobble was going to have the speed to hold out for that long. On the plus side, Campbell didn't even use much of his energy, so he's got one more chance to pull this off. Definite chance for Campbell to actually win a stage this time. I've got to calculate this. Assuming Watson goes his maximum, it's 27, so 8 slipstream off of him. That's a +18, so +10 for Wagner. He would have 3 points. We would have 6, so I think this is the best place for us to be in. I think Auber's taking the stage anyway, just simply because he's that strong. Oh, we actually had 7 with Campbell, but that's worked out pretty much perfectly. The only way we could have played that better is if we'd also lined up behind Fournier, but Auber probably still gets us. And there was a lot riding on that final sprint. Auber gets the sprint jersey back off of Sean Watson because Sean found himself in the wrong position for the final run. If I'd played those final few stages a bit better, I reckon we could have gotten back ahead of Weiss, who was collapsing even harder than us. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with how we handled this tour. We made the best of a bad situation and ended up with 2,500 points. And it's going to be a level up for Pavlov just in time for the Sky Race. I will assess what his best option for this level up is at the start of next episode.